Your Subaru came with settings designed to make your life easier. Convenience features, safety systems, comfort options. But here's what Subaru won't tell you. Some of these settings are secretly killing your engine. I'm not exaggerating. There are 5 specific settings hidden in your infotainment screen and driver controls that are causing excessive wear, burning more oil, and shortening your engine's lifespan by tens of thousands of miles. And the worst part? Most Subaru owners have no idea these settings are even active. You think you're just driving normally, but every time you start your car, these features are working against you, putting stress on your engine, creating heat, causing wear, all in the name of convenience. Today, I'm going to show you exactly which settings are the culprits, why they're damaging your engine, and how to turn them off right now before they cost you thousands in repairs. Whether you drive a Forester, Outback, WRX, Crosstrek, or any other Subaru, this applies to you. These settings are lurking in almost every modern Subaru on the road, so stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to disable to protect your engine and extend its life. Let's get started. Hidden setting? Number 1. Auto Start-Stop. This is the big one, and it's destroying engines faster than anything else on this list. If you drive a newer Subaru, probably 2020 or later, you've got Auto Start-Stop. This is the feature that shuts off your engine at red lights and stop signs to save fuel. You roll up to a light, press the brake, and the engine dies. Then when you release the brake, it restarts. Sounds eco-friendly, right? And yeah, it does save a tiny bit of gas, maybe 3% to 5% in city driving. But here's what it's costing you: engine wear. Every time your engine starts, there's a moment of metal-on-metal contact before oil pressure builds up. That's normal wear, and it's unavoidable. But it's also why most engine wear happens during cold starts. Now imagine doing that 20, 30, 40 times during a single drive through the city. Every stoplight, every stop sign, every time traffic slows down. That's 20, 30, 40 mini-starts where your engine components are rubbing together with less than ideal lubrication. And it's not just the engine. Your starter motor is getting hammered. Your battery is cycling constantly. Your alternator is working overtime to recharge. I've seen Subarus with failed starters at 60,000 miles because of auto start-stop, batteries that die after 3 years instead of 5, and engines that start burning oil early because the cylinder walls got scored from all those extra start cycles. Here's the kicker: that fuel savings you're getting, it's maybe $50 to $100 a year. But replacing a starter, $400 to $600, a battery, $200 to $300. And if your engine starts burning oil early and needs new piston rings, try $3,000 to $5,000. The math doesn't add up. Here's how to turn it off. Most Subarus have a button on the dashboard or center console with a circle and an A inside it. That's your auto start-stop button. Press it once. You'll see a light come on indicating the system is disabled. Now here's the annoying part. You have to do this every single time you start your car. The system defaults back to on every time you turn off the ignition. Why? Because it helps Subaru meet EPA fuel economy standards. But you can fight back. There are aftermarket devices, little plug-in modules, that permanently disable auto start-stop. They cost about $50 to $100 and plug into your OBD2 port. Once installed, auto start-stop never activates again. Your engine, starter, and battery will thank you. Hidden setting number 2. Remote start idle time. If your Subaru has remote start, either from the key fob or the My Subaru app, this one's for you. Remote start is awesome in winter. You fire up your car from inside your house, let it warm up, and by the time you get in, it's toasty. But here's the problem. The default idle time is way too long, and it's creating serious engine issues. Most Subarus are set to idle for 10 to 15 minutes after a remote start. That's a lot of time for your engine to sit there doing nothing. And here's what happens during those long idles. Your engine never reaches full operating temperature. It just sits there, half warm, burning fuel inefficiently. Because the engine isn't fully warm, fuel doesn't combust completely. That creates carbon deposits on your intake valves, especially on direct injection engine. Oil contamination increases. When an engine idles cold, fuel can wash past the piston rings and dilute your oil. And on turbocharged Subarus, like the WRX or Ascent, long cold idles can cause oil coking in the turbo. That's when oil sits in hot turbo passages without flowing, bakes into hard carbon, and eventually clogs the turbo's oil supply. I've seen Subarus with intake valves so caked with carbon, they needed a $600 cleaning at 50,000 miles. All because the owner remote started the car every morning and let it idle for 15 minutes. Here's the better approach. Go into your My Subaru app or infotainment settings and reduce the remote start idle time to 5 minutes max. Or better yet, just remote start the car 2 to 3 minutes before you leave. Get your stuff together, walk out to the car, and drive away. The engine will warm up faster under light load than it ever will sitting in your driveway. Long idles are far worse for your engine than gentle driving when cold. Hidden setting. Number 3. Aggressive throttle response in sport mode. A lot of newer Subarus come with drive modes: Comfort, Normal, Sport, and sometimes Sport Sharp or X mode. And Sport mode feels awesome. You tap the gas and the car jumps. It feels faster, more responsive, more fun. But here's what you're not seeing. Sport mode is forcing your engine and transmission to work harder than necessary. In Sport mode, the throttle mapping is more aggressive. That means when you press the pedal 20%, the engine responds like you pressed it 40%. That leads to higher RPMs during normal driving. Your engine is revving higher more often, which means more heat, more stress, and more wear. More frequent downshifts. The transmission hunts for lower gears to keep the engine in its power band. Increased fuel consumption. You're burning more gas because the engine is working harder. And here's the big one. If you drive in sport mode all the time, you're shortening the life of your transmission. CVTs especially hate being in sport mode constantly. The belt is under more tension, the pulleys are adjusting more aggressively, and the fluid heats up faster. I've talked to Subaru transmission specialists who've seen CVTs fail at 80,000 to 100,000 miles in cars that were driven in sport mode every day. Meanwhile, identical cars driven in normal mode are still going strong at 150,000 miles. Here's my advice. Use sport mode when you actually need it. Merging onto the highway, passing someone, driving on a twisty road. But for daily commuting, stick with normal or comfort mode. Your engine and transmission will last longer, your fuel economy will improve, and honestly, you won't miss the aggressive throttle response in stop-and-go traffic. Save sport mode for when it's actually fun, not for your boring drive to work. Hidden setting. Number 4. Extended accessory power mode. Here's one most Subaru owners don't even know exists. When you turn off your car, your infotainment screen, radio, and power outlets stay active for a short period. This is called accessory power mode. On most Subarus, this defaults to staying on for 10 to 30 minutes, or until you open the driver's door. Sounds convenient, but it's murdering your battery. Here's why. Your infotainment system draws a surprising amount of power. We're talking 3 to 5 amps while it's running. Over 20 or 30 minutes, it drains a significant chunk of your battery's charge. And if you accidentally leave something plugged into your power outlet, like a phone charger or dash cam, that's drawing power too. Do this enough times, and your battery never fully recharges. It's constantly sitting at 80% or 85% charge instead of 100%. Over time, this kills the battery. Batteries that should last 5 to 6 years die in 3 to 4 years. But here's the hidden danger. A weak battery also stresses your alternator. Your alternator has to work harder to recharge a deeply discharged battery. That creates heat and eventually causes it to fail. Replacing an alternator, $500 to $800, all because you left your radio on for 20 minutes a few times a week. Here's how to fix it. Go into your Subaru settings menu, usually under Vehicle Settings or Convenience Settings. Look for Accessory Power Delay or Extended Accessory Mode. Set it to the shortest time available, usually 5 minutes or off. Now your infotainment shuts down quickly after you turn off the car, preserving your battery and reducing wear on your charging system. Hidden setting. Number 5. Auto climate control in extreme temperatures. Subaru's automatic climate control is great. You set your desired temperature, and the system handles the rest. But here's the problem. In extreme heat or extreme cold, auto climate control goes into overdrive, and it's stressing your engine in ways you don't realize. Here's what happens. On a hot summer day, you get in your car. The interior is 120 degrees, and you crank the AC. Auto climate control sees that huge temperature difference and maxes out the compressor, blower fan, and recirculation mode. Your AC compressor is now running at full capacity, drawing maximum power from your engine. That's a parasitic load, meaning your engine has to work harder to maintain speed and power. And because the compressor is running flat out, it's generating massive heat. The same thing happens in winter, but in reverse. You start the car on a freezing morning. Auto climate control cranks the heater to max, and your engine has to work overtime to generate enough heat while also warming up itself. This delays your engine reaching proper operating temperature, and running an engine cool for extended periods increases wear, reduces efficiency, and accelerates carbon buildup. I've seen Subarus overheat in summer traffic because the AC was maxed out and the cooling system couldn't keep up. I've seen engines burn more oil in winter because they were running cold for too long with the heater blasting. Here's the fix. Don't rely on auto climate control in extreme temperatures. Use manual control instead. In summer, start the car, roll down the windows for 30 seconds to let the hot air escape, then set the AC to a moderate level. Let the cabin cool gradually. In winter, start the car. Let it idle for just a minute to get oil circulating. Then drive gently with the heater on low. The engine will warm up faster under load than it will idling with the heater blasting. By managing your climate control manually during extreme weather, you reduce stress on your engine, compressor, and cooling system. Why Subaru doesn't tell you this? Here's the question you're probably asking. If these settings are so bad for the engine, why does Subaru enable them by default? Good question. The answer comes down to regulations, marketing, and convenience. Auto start-stop, required to meet EPA fuel economy standards. Subaru has to show good MPG numbers to avoid penalties. Remote start idle times? Marketing. People love the idea of a warm car waiting for them. Sport mode? It makes test drives exciting. Buyers get in, hit sport mode, and think, wow, this car is bought. Extended accessory power? Convenience. Nobody wants their radio to shut off the second they turn off the car. Auto climate control? Same thing. People want to be comfortable immediately. Subaru isn't trying to sabotage your car. They're just balancing regulations, customer expectations, and marketing needs. The problem is, those priorities don't always align with long-term reliability. But now you know better. You can take control of these settings and protect your engine. The bottom line. Your Subaru is a great car, but like any car, it needs you to be smart about how you use it. Those hidden settings might seem helpful, but they're quietly wearing out your engine and related components. Turn them off, and you'll add years to your Subaru's life. Here's the recap. Disable auto start-stop every time you drive, or install a permanent disable module. Reduce your remote start idle time to 5 minutes or less. Stop using sport mode for daily driving. Save it for when you actually need it. Shorten your accessory power delay to protect your battery and alternator. Manually control your climate system in extreme temperatures instead of relying on auto mode. Make these changes, and your Subaru's engine will easily hit 200,000 miles or more without major issues. Ignore them, and you'll be dealing with repairs years earlier than necessary. So take 5 minutes today. Go through your settings. Make these adjustments. Your engine will thank you. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.